Welcome to Microsoft Ignite 2024 Unpacked. I'm Bob Laliberte, Principal Analyst with theCUBE Research. And one of the things we're unpacking is the technology ecosystem and how organizations are looking to span their on-premises environments and Azure. And to help me do this, we have Kambiz Aghili, Vice President Multicloud at Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or as it's referred to, OCI, joining me. So welcome, Kambiz.
Oh, absolutely pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And why don't we get started and try and help out those who maybe don't know much about OCI. I was wondering if you could maybe explain your strategy as a hyperscaler, because I think it differs from a lot of the others that are out there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Happy to touch on that. So look, Oracle is a leader in the Gartner Magic Quadrant, both from a vision and execution perspective. What really sets us apart is kind of really focusing on behalf of the customer for cross-cloud redundancy, resiliency, making it very easy for customers to place the apps and database and compute next to one another, and giving customers the choice across the cloud. We make kind of OCI and the cross-cloud, the multi-cloud available everywhere, anywhere customers want it or need it, anywhere from core metro areas, remote locations, on-premises, and across a very different a rich set of deployment models, being OCI, our own operated kind of data center regions, customers operated data center regions, and the partner operated data centers. In this case, for us, we're talking about literally having the exact identical software hardware stack of Oracle operating from inside of Azure data center, and being able to interoperably with microsecond latency work across with the Azure services on the side. So it's been making the beloved best-in-class Oracle database technology available wherever customers want it, making it interoperable with the other Azure cloud services that customers absolutely love and are utilizing today, while making it very seamless for customers to utilize cross-data kind of application development, LLM build-outs on the AI side, as well as modernizing their estate. So that's what sets us apart, kind of really leaning in on behalf of a customer and making these innovations available to them everywhere they need it.
Yeah, and that's great, because when we've talked to so many organizations, and we've been tracking cloud adoption for well over a dozen years now, and it's been interesting to see the evolution and the progression from just on-prem to in the cloud and multi-cloud in a meaningful way. So it's great to see an organization like yours being able to provide all the different options for organizations and simplifying the process for them to be able to move and manage their data regardless of where it is.
Yeah, that's absolutely spot on. That's really key. I mean, I think customers want to have access to Oracle and non-Oracle data estates wherever they need them, and right next to one another. They want to be able to build new applications that is benefiting. For instance, we have this concept of converged database that really allows customers to be able to utilize the variety of different types of data sets without having to think about what they are, right? So they want to be able to use relational data, non-relational, machine learning, graph, text, spatial operations right next to one another with the same SQL REST API as they are used to, but having the ability to cross-pollinate the data estates, having the proximity placement of the technology, hardware, software, and data right next to one another is really key, and really, really unlocks new opportunities and use cases for the customers.
Yeah, no, that's great. And as part of the event, I believe you had some announcements and maybe added some new regions and services to the Oracle database at Azure. So wondering if you could comment a little bit on those and how these expansions address maybe the global demand that you're seeing for the solution.
Yeah, exactly. So as at the core of it, I think, as I indicated, kind of we want, when we make the OCI and cross-cloud Oracle database at Azure, for instance, services available wherever customers need them. Just in the past month or so alone, we have launched 6 new regions. These include Italy North, Central US, Southeast Asia, Japan East, Brazil South, and West US, which is a DR region. And so totally we are live in 12 regions today, which is fantastic, all around the world. And we have 19 regions that are in the planning and launching in the next couple months or quarters. So it's again on that whole mission of making the software hardware stack identically with the same SLA, same performance, regardless of deployment model, anywhere customers need it and want it, and put it into good use for them on their behalf.
Got it. Got it. And so that leads me to my next question, which would be around how organizations are leveraging the Oracle database at Azure or on Azure for their cloud migrations and some of their operational needs as well. What are the use cases that you're seeing?
Yeah, so there are two different kind of migration and modernization use cases that we see the most. I see the most. One is that customers are on premises. They have a variety of customer-facing package applications, custom applications, and where the application server and databases also sits on-prem. And they use a variety of tooling, that native tooling that we offer to the customers, including Oracle Zero Downtime Migration in conjunctions with DataGuard and Armin and Golden Gate to make it super easy for customers to move the entire stack of application and database to the cloud. And for instance, in the case of Oracle Database at Azure, they're able to move all those application bases to the cloud. They will kind of, ZDM will create a kind of SSH host and really carries the data very seamlessly without downtime over to the cloud. But customers, like once they're there, they're also able to utilize Azure Kubernetes services, Azure DevOps, and everything else seamlessly in and across. So that's one of the key kind of use cases that we see kind of really allows customers to modernize their application. Another use case that we see is that where customers want to and need to kind of consolidate hundreds of databases that are otherwise in a virtual machine or infrastructure as a service to simply improve performance or reduce cost, right? We help customers to ability to cost optimize with really elastic consumption, the license management tooling that we have, elastic pools and autonomous, built-in HA, online patching. All of these are kind of a series of life cycle and tooling that we offer to customers that once they are utilizing ZDM with zero downtime, going over to the cloud, they're also available to them to be able to save money, being able to have more operational efficiency, being able to run their applications and their database workloads more simply, as well as hence, saving a ton to be able, from an ROI perspective, to be able to spend on their business, which is not running the core infrastructure operations. And we do that through managed services on their behalf.
Yeah, absolutely. So that all makes a lot of sense. And you brought up a lot of good use cases about how your multi-cloud capabilities are helping these organizations accelerate their transformation to the cloud and do that. One of the ones that I wanted to touch on was, obviously we can't have a conversation these days without talking about AI. I wonder if you could maybe touch upon a little bit where you see organizations leveraging these capabilities now to help with their, not only just their application development and so forth, but also their AI model development.
Yeah, so look, we have launched a bunch of services that are very, very key Oracle database services that customers have loved. Anywhere from 8 or 9 out of 10 kind of enterprise customers across any vertical you choose, they love and utilize Oracle database technology. So we made Oracle Exadata database service autonomous available to customers at Azure. Zero data loss, autonomous recovery service is available at Azure. But something we have worked really, really hard to deliver, one is kind of OCI Golden Gate has been integrated with Fabric. One is kind of integration with Microsoft Sentinel. But the premise of that, kind of making this data movement, the data model building across the two cloud, across the two services, really a reality. And where it comes really to fruition is really allowing customers who do have a ton of Oracle data estates and non-Oracle data estates, and maybe they are interested to utilize OpenAI, right? Be able to really integrate these data estates seamlessly with one another, and being able to utilize and build and train and ground, new LLMs or models that are utilizing both data estates very seamlessly integrated with one another. It allows also the converged database that I indicated, allows customers to really deal with not having to worry about kind of the complexity of the underlying infrastructure data, and that regardless of different type of data they're utilizing, they could simply manage all of them with a layer on top and then the LLMs or models they're using, we'll be able to, through simply select AI, to be able to kind of utilize and access and pull data and copy data or pull data natively and utilize and training the model. So in terms of building new applications and unlocking the generative AI use cases, the Oracle database at Azure, our multi-cloud and hybrid cloud approach makes it a reality for customers, make it very easy for them to build new applications, modernize new enterprise applications while building new models right behind the scenes that enables and unlocks those new use cases.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And one thing that came to mind as you were talking about that and building out the models was also, you had mentioned earlier about the new locations and continuing to build those out. So organizations concerned about data sovereignty and things like that, it gives them the opportunity to be able to build out some of those models where and when they need it.
That's right. Look, there are a couple of things that we have really focused on quite a bit and invested a lot. One is that, really making the central intelligent cloud data management across the distributed data estates a reality on behalf of for the customers. The customers really have asked us constantly to be able to meet their compliance and regulatory environments, regardless of deployment model, to have the same performance and SLA, regardless of deployment model, and being able to have access to a variety of managed automations, cost optimization, and commercial flexibility with interoperability across our services, regardless of data deployment or deployment models. And so this, from a governance perspective, customers, for instance, for Oracle Database at Azure, for a variety of services, they're able to benefit in use cases, for instance, in the FinOps, that are very heavily regulated. If they need to stay within the data residency requirement, they need to stay within the at Azure, then we will make it available for them. If they have flexibility, they want to move between, we make it available for them. If they're okay and I want to stay within the OCI, being resident on OCI, we'll make it available for them. And this is across the entire life cycle of data, the data at rest or data in transit. So we make the compliance, the regulatory frameworks, and the data governance seamless to the customers, regardless of the deployment model, being an OCI or being in their data center or being a partner operated data center, which is multi-cloud data center. So it's the uniqueness of getting the same performance SLA, the same service, regardless of wherever they are, and making those kind of deployment models really connected with one another and be connected across the cloud with one another in a very seamless fashion.
Yeah, and that's obviously going to create a much better experience for these organizations, not only that governance aspect, but also how they're able to operate their operational efficiency and the having just an overall better experience and accelerating their transitions and accelerating their development.
That's right. And it's also about kind of when you think about security, when you think about operational nightmares, right? Customers do not want to deal with patching and kind of maintenance of getting from version to version and so making these online services, from online security to patching, for customers that really need 24/7 availability, they need zero RTO, RPO, is really a reality that we brought into practice. We allow customers to have access to very intelligent storage, RDMA, for extreme performance and availability. And when you put that in conjunctions with the data governance and the compliance that they really need us to meet on their behalf, making that absolutely a checkbox has been super successful and well received with the customers today.
Excellent. That's great. Well, I know we're running low on time, but before we go, I just wanted to ask, anything else that you could care to share or that I could pry out of you about any future enhancements? Obviously, you've got a very tight relationship with Microsoft and Azure. Any upcoming capabilities that you want to maybe point to get people intrigued about learning about more in the future?
Yeah, no, absolutely. As you know, first and foremost, so we do have, and we enable customers to have native access to Oracle Exadata Autonomous and 23AI, which is our kind of AI models, and native vector capabilities are here, and we keep investing and advancing those further. We are working on a service exascale, which is going to be coming up soon in a few months time frame, that really allows kind of even a better TCO and better positioning for different types of workloads. So that allows us to really continue to capture a variety of general purpose to mission critical workloads for the customers, which are super excited about. There are, of course, a ton of other services that we have in the pipeline and integrations that soon we'll be announcing them as well. But these are a few I just wanted to touch on as we are here today together.
No, that's fantastic. A lot to look forward to. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for right now. So, Kambiz, again, thank you so much for joining me today.
It's great to be here with you. Thanks for having me. It's definitely a privilege, to work here together and educate the customers and learning more from them as to where else do they want us to be. And, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to thank all of you for watching Microsoft Ignite 2024 Unpacked. Stay tuned for some more sessions that are coming up, and don't miss the wrap up at the end of the day.